Secret GOWDY GOODLATTE DOJ deal to hide 800,000 docs from America. Dobbs and DeSantis by Rick Wells for rickwells.us. GOWDY and GOODLATTE will let DOJ hide 800,000 docs they've been refusing to provide in exchange for 400,000 that they'll keep secret from us. Obstruction blessed by. Representative Ron DeSantis gives President Trump high marks for his handling of the Iran situation and for not hiding in the safety of the business as usual of his predecessors, most egregiously that of his Islamic predecessor, Hussein Obama, that got us into the mess we're in. He applauds him for being willing to take the bull by the horns on both Iran and North Korea and do what is needed to be done. Dobbs then turns to the deep state and the investigations into the Clinton investigation. You have led a group of 11 lawmakers calling for criminal referral on Comey, Clinton, McCabe, etc. Have you gotten a response from either FBI Director Christopher Wray or Attorney General Jeff Sessions? DeSantis replies, not directly, but the next day after we sent the letter, McCabe was referred for criminal prosecution for false statements. Then the day after that, Comey was referred to the Inspector General, an internal affairs watchdog that cannot compel him to do anything. DeSantis says, I think ultimately that's going to need to be a criminal referral because he maliciously leaked government documents. 2 of them were classified. He made statements to Congress that are false. We now know that, so I think the IG is just one immediate step. I think Comey has got a lot of exposure, so I haven't heard directly, but we have seen action now that we highlighted this. Anyway, let's just take a quick listen to the clip here that describes it in full.
And our first guest tonight says we finally have a president who is restoring credibility in U.S. foreign policy. Joining us tonight, Congressman Ron DeSantis, a member of several key committees. Those committees include Oversight and Government Reform, Foreign Affairs, and Judiciary. The congressman is also the leading Republican candidate for governor of Florida. Congressman, great to have you with us. The president talking very tough and straightforwardly even to Macron, as he said he's not retreating from his view of the deal. What do you make of it all?
Well, I think the president's exactly right, Lou. This is a deal that I opposed from the start. Candidate Donald Trump opposed this when he was running for president. And if you look at how it operates, we don't have access to Iran's military sites. We don't have any way to restrict their ballistic missile testing. And then the deal sunsets next decade. So even if you don't think Iran is going to cheat and they're not trying to do this on their military sites, once we get into next decade, they're a threshold nuclear power. So I give the president credit. He's not just going to put his head in the sand and kind of pretend like there's not a problem here, similar to what he's done with North Korea by taking the bull by the horns. So he spoke the truth today. Macron, I think they have a good relationship personally, but Macron in France and Germany and those other our European allies, they don't have the same level of threat from Iran that we do. They consider America to be the great Satan, the Iranians, not France. And so they have beneficial economic arrangements with Iran. It's causing Iran to really be flush with more cash. And I think the president's right to say, wait a minute, we need to make sure that Iran is not going to get a bomb, and this deal just simply doesn't get us there.
And the president has 2 countries that he has to contend with the challenges, and both of them are nuclear. First, North Korea, and that process is underway with Iran to withdraw from that agreement, even as he is threatening very seriously and very severely Iran should it threaten the United States. But both the leaders of Iran and North Korea must be surely paying great attention to how this president is dealing with both nations.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a president who all his predecessors for 25 years did nothing about North Korea. They just hoped the problem would go away. It would have been very easy for him to just continue that, but he said, you know what, this has to stop. I'm going to be the president to deal with it. He's brought an unprecedented level of pressure on Kim Jong-un, and that's why Kim Jong-un is coming to the table. Like, there's still a long way to go to denuclearize North Korea, but certainly if Obama was president, we wouldn't be having this discussion. And I think the same way with Iran. All the smart people in Europe and in the Beltway say, oh, you can't touch the Iran deal, all this stuff. And I think Trump has shown he doesn't listen to the elites. He listens to what's right, and that's what he's doing with the Iran deal by speaking the truth. And I think he will either get major changes that the Europeans will agree to, or he will reimpose sanctions next month.
And I want to turn now to the deep state and the investigations into the Clinton investigation. You have led a group of 11 lawmakers calling for a criminal referral on Comey, Clinton, McCabe et al. Have you gotten a response from either FBI Director Christopher Wray or Attorney General Jeff Sessions?
Not directly, but the next day after we sent the letter, McCabe was referred for criminal prosecution for false statements. Then the day after that, Comey was referred to the Inspector General. Now, I think ultimately that's going to need to be a criminal referral because he maliciously leaked government documents. 2 of them were classified. He made statements to the Congress that are false. We now know that. So I think the IG is just one intermediate step, but I think Comey has got a lot of exposure. So I haven't heard directly, but we have seen action now that we highlighted this, and obviously there's other folks, the Peter Strzucks of the world, that need to be held accountable as well. So we're going to stay on them. You know, we obviously would like to have the Attorney General come and testify. He usually does every year, and he will have a lot of questions to answer about all these people and whether justice is being served.
The Washington Times reporting that Andrew McCabe was pressured by a top Department of Justice official not to investigate the Clinton Foundation, a shocking disclosure, and as time passes, the collusion that set in motion this special counsel has turned out to be utter fiction and non-existent, while the corruption of the Obama administration, the corruption within the Clinton Foundation, the email scandal, the top of the Department of Justice, the FBI, it broadens and broadens and worsens almost by the day.
Well, I mean, you know, they're looking at Michael Cohen and raiding his office for an FEC violation over like $100,000. How many millions and millions of dollars went from foreign governments to the Clinton Foundation, and yet you have Loretta Lynch's Justice Department saying don't pursue it. And McCabe, although he paints himself to say, hey, I'm not supposed to shut this down, notice he eventually did effectively shut it down. So McCabe did not pursue this. That was not pursued the same time that they're pursuing a collusion investigation based off those 2 pages that Devin Nunes got that did not contain a single piece of intelligence. And then obviously they supplemented that with a dossier paid for by Hillary. So how are you turning a blind eye to the Clinton Foundation and yet trying to create a collusion narrative? I mean, it's just, you can't get over that. Yeah, it's terrible.
And Trey Gowdy and Bob Goodlatte, Chairman of Oversight and Judiciary, 2 committees you serve on. A deal they announced to get the documents from the Department of Justice. The deal, it turns out, without in the announcement, any statement of detail or specifics, offering 400,000 documents available for their review. That means 800,000 will not be. What are they playing at, Congressman?
We need to figure out what's so special about these 400,000. Maybe there's a reason, but all I know is this. For the last 6 to 8 months, every time we've wanted something, they've stonewalled, and the only time we get it is when we threaten to hold them in contempt or take action. And so if this is just a voluntary deal, I'm just worried that given the most recent history with these agencies, that they did not agree to give everything that we actually need to know what happened.
Well, Congressman Ron DeSantis is a man of action, and we can count on him for the answers. Congressman, great to have you with us. We appreciate it.
And this is all taking place because of Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions is not doing his job and allowing the corruption to continue. You see, that's it. Yeah, DeSantis says the other criminals, Peter Strzok and the like, still have to be dealt with, so they're going to stay on it. What about Susan Rice, Ben Rhodes, Uma Abedin, Cheryl Mills, Peter Orr, Sidney Blumenthal, John Brennan, Hillary Clinton, and Hussein Obama congressmen? Are Comey, McCabe, and Strzok enough of a scapegoat for the deep state to provide cover for the big fish? That's it. Exactly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.